Hey friends, it's Ray Hewer and Katie Miglin. We are live. It is late in the evening, and we are so excited to touch on the brand new course in the Teach Better Academy. Stay tuned as we walk through all the good things about the course, our obviously funny commentary on it. And then Dr. Dave Schmittou made the course, so we're going to pick on him a little bit as well. This is a course that is dedicated to those who care about professional development. So we'll be right back to talk about it. Hey friends, good evening. It is late. Katie, how are you?
I'm so good. I am so grateful I get to end my day with you and then crawl into bed because it's nighttime.
I was going to say, can we clarify? We really are ending our night with you because legitimately I will be asleep about 20 seconds after this live stream ends.
I mean, I hope you don't fall asleep right there. I hope you at least make it somewhere out of the room, but no judgment.
Why would you say that? I'm in a cozy space and I have daily drop-in back in this seat in less than 12 hours. So why would I?
Yeah, that's true. I guess it will make the transition early or easier. Yeah. I do want to say though, if we see you in the same outfit, that you know what? No, just go ahead and do it. Just
guys, this is a beautiful white sweater. You don't want to see me in this tomorrow morning. Come on, friends. We have a lot of friends here with us, by the way. Guys, it's so great that you guys showed up for this fun evening shebang. So please feel free to throw in the comments. Jeff, Maddock, it's good to see you. Katie, we get to talk about a course this afternoon, not this morning.
It's not daily drop-in yet. So I mean, if we just want to transition to that, sure, it seems a little early, but
I feel like we should start over. Hi guys, good to see you all. Good evening. How was your day?
It was just, let's just roll with it. So Dave created a course.
Dave did create a course. Dr. Dave Schmittou just put out a course in Teach Better Academy yesterday, and it is blowing up.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, Jeff, stop making fun of us. He says this is not going well. He's just jealous he's not here.
He is jealous because we didn't let him come to our hangout session. Literally, Katie and I are live just to make fun of Dave and talk about the course that actually, okay, spoiler alert, it's actually pretty good. So we didn't let Jeff come.
Yeah, no. I know our plan was to make fun of Dave, but here's the thing. There's actually some really good stuff. I just got done listening to the course and I feel like it's going to be super helpful, especially as people get into their second semester. And yeah, so let's talk about that. And sure, we can make fun of Dave while we're talking about it.
Well, to be honest, okay, so this course is a long time coming because we do this work all the time with districts. It's really built for leadership staff. We do strategic planning and we get all the leaders together and say, okay, let's not just plan what you're going to do on Institute Day in a one-day isolation, but how can we actually look long-term at how we're not only achieving goals to best reach students, but also how the initiatives that we're planning click together so that every year it doesn't feel like you're just starting with the next buzzword. So I love that Dave was able to put this course together. I know he worked really hard at ensuring that he gave as much information as possible to the leaders. It could be a teacher leader, it could be an administrator, unit office staff, anybody who cares about professional development and how it's strategically designed. This is a course for you.
And in true Dave fashion, he folds in his own personality, his own, his stance on things. He's got some relevant stories. It is not just, I'm going to sit and listen and, it's more than that. You get immersed in the idea and it's Well, yeah, because it's Dave and Dave's awesome. And he's so great at just making you feel like you know him. And he's like just talking to you.
Well, and spoiler alert, you guys know that because it's Dave, it was good, but also we also know that Liv has obviously already taken the course because it's Livia Chan.
Liv, we would expect nothing less.
Yeah, of course she took it last night, I'm sure, after working a full day. It was probably 2 a.m. by the time she finished this course. But I will say, thank goodness these courses are self-paced because you could do like 2 chunks and then step away for a week and then do 2 more chunks, then step away for a few days. I don't know how anybody can just sit and consume these days. It needs to be interactive. It needs to be only when we have time. And I really value that it's laid out for that type of educator.
Well, and I think too, how he has the course laid out, it's helpful because if you're an administrator, and you're thinking about professional development this semester, he gives very specific guided steps on how you do that effectively. So if I were an administrator, I would like listen to a few and then go execute them and then come back and listen to a few and go execute them. And I do like that they're kind of small chunks because then it allows that to happen versus you having to like take a whole course, remember it, and then it's like kind of a sloppy execution.
No, completely. And I love that you're focused on taking away a tidbit and executing because that's going to be like action steps is literally what this is about. Actually, can I share my screen? Because I was
Please do.
thinking for not everybody's like seen the Academy. So for those of you that haven't like explored Teach Better Academy before, we'll kind of give you a sneak peek. There are a ton of courses in here, but Katie, the one that we're talking about is a free course. And you can see that like this black bar that's on top of the courses that are free. And there's a ton of free courses in here. So they're kind of scattered throughout. You can go check all of them out. But Dave's course, being a brand new thing, is right at the top. And it's titled Professional Learning from Thought to Action. So I love that he's focusing on not just general philosophy ideas, but what are we actually going to do about it?
Yeah, and really, with it being a free course, I mean, that takes away any excuse. I mean, we can all find a little bit of time, here and there to listen. The segments are short. It's almost like chapters, they're kind of divided into chapters, but then there's individual videos within that. So I have a super short commute, but I still could have given, I could have listened to different segments on my way to and from. And so I just think even like that, like there's really no excuse as to why you couldn't take it, with it being free and so accessible and so just easy to kind of process. He really lays it out. So, and I hate to say this, but it's kind of like idiot proof. Like you really just, got to think through the different steps and do it.
I love that. And I like you're talking about how it's all sectioned out. I'm looking here at module 2, which is titled Finding the Problem. Dave goes through in module 2 how to identify the core root of your problem before you identify how you're going to solve it or plan any sort of professional development. And the actual length of the clips are actually in each title. So the first one's like a minute and a half, then it's 3.5 minutes, then 6.5 minutes is the longest one, and then there's like a 5-minute one. So I like that you're able to truly listen to these on a commute or while you're cooking dinner, throw a video up. I mean, little tidbits here. Honestly, these are really bite-sized chunks, and I really value that he made it so accessible.
Yeah, I put my earbuds in and listened to it while I was getting ready. So I think
also,
whatever.
Katie, all of our courses in the Academy, including the free ones, come with a digital badge and certification at the end. So some people I know take courses because they're interested in the topic. Some educators are interested in the topic, but want that extra incentive of getting professional development credit for it. Depending on what your motivation is, or depending on who you might be encouraging to take this course, if you have a buddy who you think would really value this topic, just know that those badges and certifications come with every single course we have, especially this one. So you can kind of prove that you went through that training as well, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, just make sure if you take it, you click all the way through. I know sometimes people like finish it, they click next, and then they think they've got it all, but there is like kind of a final like finish button. So just make sure you click that so that you can get that certificate.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
So I want to know where did this idea come from? Because we know Dave is like a master at all the things. He loves poking the bear, but like where did this originally stem from? I'm curious.
Yeah, honestly, if I could go back really far back in time, when Teach Better was created, we were rooted in mastery learning practices. We were doing professional development, obviously fostering our global community. We love that we get to hang out with educators all day, every day, virtually and all over the world. But really, our bread and butter was going into districts and modeling mastery learning using the grid method. And to be honest, friends, like, we know that there are other components of professional development that our network would find valuable. And as you get into breaking down the grid method, there are so many things that so many educators were advocating wanting training on. You might use the grid method successfully, but want to learn more about feedback. You might use the grid method successfully, but want to learn more about fostering relationships with students or engaging your students or anything like any small component, grading. So as we were building kind of everything that Teach Better was striving to foster for educators around the world, we really realized that this doesn't just come from nothing. It comes from a district leader being committed enough to see a vision for their building or a vision for their district and say, where are we right now? Where are we headed? And let's use the backwards design to make sure we get there. So these strategic planning meetings have been, oh my gosh, in abundance the last few years because every educator, every leader is just trying to do everything humanly possible to support their staff and teachers. And this is a way for you to begin kind of the beginning steps of that type of work.
Well, and I think it's one of the things that stood out as I was listening to it is, and I don't plan the professional development for my district, but it was nice because it allowed everyone to have a voice, even if they're not the final decision. So he talks through strategies on how you can incorporate all of the teachers in your building and how to really hear what they need. Because we've all sat through a professional development that has been less than helpful. We've all done it. And I think it's a great idea to say, okay, what do they need? And then figuring out, okay, what do I have to cover? How do I structure that? Like, there were so many tips and tricks that he gave so that your teachers or whoever's participating in the professional development can walk in kind of feeling like this is going to pertain to me. I need to plug in.
Well, listening is huge in planning professional development because a principal or unit office member might have a vision, but if it's not what your teachers feel like they need as they're in the trenches with the feet on the ground, you're going to lose that connection. So
Absolutely.
being able to strategically listen and be able to then provide is huge because I know we've all sat in boring PD, like you were saying, but I've also sat in PD where I'm sitting there right at the beginning and I'm like, oh my gosh, we talked about this idea and look, my principal or building leader is making it happen. And that feel good moment of, gosh, I feel so heard. I feel so appreciated. Now I feel like I'm actually getting the resources I need. I don't need to go do my professional development outside of my normal workday because my principal sees that my opinion as a professional is valued and they're going to make it happen during my workday. I think that's so cool.
Well, and of course, Dave has experience in all of that. He's sat on the teacher side, he's sat on the admin side. He's had so many different hats. So it's so like telling of all the things he does. It's like you feel like his passion coming through because he really knows what he's talking about, and it's so clear.
I do want to give a shout out. So many people don't necessarily get to see behind the curtain for some of the projects that the team does. And anytime we have an author creating a course in the academy, and you're going to see, friends, we have so many courses. We come out with a course every 4 weeks. It's usually the third week of every month. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of people a part of it. Jeff is a huge component. Andrea is probably the biggest element of every course. She manages the world, that girl. Oh my gosh, Andrea, shout out to you and all the work you've done. The author then has to obviously play a huge role in not just content creation, but recording. I know Chad was really involved in this one, obviously with his years of experience coupled with Dave's experience. I mean, it's really nice to be able to celebrate Dave because he put it all together for us. But this is not just one perspective. We're looking at a collection of educators that have been doing this type of strategic design for years and trying to give it to you for free so that you hopefully can, do a little bit better today and a little bit better tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. And if you know that maybe you work closely with your administration or with the planning people, it's a great idea to kind of put this in their lap and say, hey, this is a free course. Check it out. And, see, and maybe there's some collaboration opportunities there too to kind of improve because we can always be better in all
Oh, yeah.
aspects.
I do
It's
have
like
to say
that's like our mission. Is that like our mission or something?
it's like our mission, like teach better, be better, better.
It
Mhm.
makes so much more sense now. I'm so glad you clarified.
I am happy to give you an aha moment at 9:15 Eastern time. Anytime. Anytime.
Thank you.
I will say with this course, there are so many different components to look at. I personally, because the course just came out yesterday, I haven't seen too much of this, but I know like when people start exploring this weekend or next week, when you set aside some time to actually dive into it, I'm excited to see the action items that come from it. There's a lot of challenges and things that Dave talks about and then looks for the learner to go execute. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that we see some stories on Twitter, some stories on Instagram that share people's experience going through these challenges that Dave puts in front of us, because that's really where the magic happens, is being able to look at a piece of content, learn something from it, and then see the fruits of your labor afterwards.
Yeah, I would love for them to tag Teach Better as they kind of head on this journey because how fun is that? Like that is that fuels us, you know?
I love that. It's a
Yeah.
good reminder of our why, right? Like as educators, we always have a why, regardless who our students are. And I don't know, it always fuels me to like see people like taking something and finding value in it, because that's my why, I love that.
Right, and like making it applicable to their own lives.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Katie, I really feel like we haven't picked on Dave nearly enough, but I will say I am glad we are able to come live and like talk about him, because he is kind of a cool guy. I kind of dig him a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, he like knows a lot of things and he wears a lot of really cool hats, figuratively and literally.
Did you see Brain Break? They were all wearing hats. I thought that was so funny.
Oh my gosh, man. People
Did
are
you miss
so
it?
creative.
Okay, guys, go back to Brain Break this past Wednesday. We had a few ambassadors on with Jeff. Oh my God, they were so funny. And
Wait, I
they,
did see it. Yes.
they
And I
wore
was
different
like,
hats.
I didn't I saw it, but I couldn't hear it and I was like, "Wait, why are they all wearing hats?" Duh. Duh.
They were being Dr. Dave.
Right.
Okay, it's so funny because Dr. Dave and I have had numerous conversations about his hat. And we've had conversations about how when he's going into these like district administrator meetings, it's like, is the hat okay or is the hat not okay? And it's legitimately a conversation we have on the team all the time. I'm super pro hat. So he had a meeting today. He did not wear his hat to this educator meeting. He was meeting with, who knows, some district. And the people at the end of the meeting, one of the people were like, Dave, where's your hat? Like, it's just his signature item. Like, you
It
can't get rid
is.
of Dave's hat.
Right, like, it kinda completes him, and
Exactly.
it does like, there have been times where he hasn't had it, and I'm like, "Are you okay? Like, is everything okay?"
Did you know he's bald?
I did know he's bald.
Yeah. Mhm.
Way to out him here while we're live with everyone.
I really want him to have like a man bun someday and wear it under his hat, and then he takes off his hat and it's like flowing. I just think that'd be so good.
I don't know that he's gonna be down for that, but I can get behind it. I support it.
Or like a cool wig. Like, don't you all want to see Dave Schmidt in a wig? I'm just saying.
So what I'm hearing is, like, another course coming out, but he's in a wig.
Oh my God. You know what? We've been talking about the Teach Better conference, and obviously we're like collecting sponsors right now and all that stuff. I think rather than sponsoring Dave's hat, which is something that is open as an opportunity to sponsor for the conference, you should sponsor Dave Schmidt's wig, and he should like change wigs every few hours. I'm just saying.
I think that is genius,
Yeah.
because really, if we're like, "Dave, this was sponsored," he can't say no.
Right. That's my theory, is that if it's sponsored, he has to wear the bright blue wig or the really long blonde Rapunzel hair. Like, that seems appropriate.
I agree. Now, Joshua Stamper thinks that you need a signature hat.
I wore a beanie a few weeks ago with my cousins, and they have not let me live it down. So I don't know that I'm a hat person because they said I'm not.
I saw a picture and you pull off like a beanie-ish because your hair's long, but I also have seen you in like a baseball hat and that, I'm gonna be honest, that didn't work for you.
You don't think I can rock a baseball cap?
There's something like kind of athletic about it. It just felt a little.
Do I not seem sporty? Like, look at these muscles. They're
y-
huge.
Yeah. No, I I don't know. Maybe we should go back to Dave because I feel like I'm in dicey water right now.
All right, friends, we were so thrilled to be able to pick on Dave a little bit, but honestly, this course really is cool. And we appreciate not only you tuning into our shenanigans because we love being able to see all of you, especially those in the comments. We always love when you're engaging with us live because this is so much more fun when we get to chat with you guys as well. But the course is really great, and I'm so excited to hear all your thoughts. So
Go check it out.
yeah, go check it out. It'll be super good. If you need the direct link, friends, the easiest link to go to for the course is teachbetteracademy.com. It'll redirect you there. Again, it's a free course, so you might need to sign in to Teach Better Academy, but you don't necessarily need to sign up for the membership to take this one. The membership is only $9, so in my mind, it's like, hey, if you do pay $9, you get everything. But if you want to start with the free courses, super easy to begin there.
Yeah. Yep.
Katie, I'm going to play the super long commercials that are like triple the time of daily drop-in commercials. Are you ready?
Yeah. Is this when I'm like supposed to be falling asleep?
No. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to go to sleep until the commercial's over. It's 52 seconds. I can hold my eyes open for a second, you know?
Okay. I'm glad you told me because otherwise I'd be snoring in this chair soon. So thank you.
We hope that you head to bed and have a wonderful night's sleep so we can see you bright and early for Daily Drop-In. And if you're not quite ready for bed, like Livia, who stays up until like 3 a.m., at least go have like a really big scoop of ice cream or something. Like go treat yourself. It's Thursday. I don't know, a bowl of popcorn, maybe
One more day. There's only one more day in the week. If you're going to stay up late, maybe like put on an academy course, watch that with some popcorn.
Yeah. And hey, we can see the comments while the commercial plays. So put in your favorite sweet treat that you're going to eat tonight to celebrate that you made it through Thursday while the commercial's playing so we can entertain ourselves. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.